So just a little introduction about myself. I'm a pediatric orthopedic surgeon here in Los Angeles in the US. I do some spine and I do some deformity as well. So I have a good mix of kind of all over the body kind of practice. I also have two children with my husband. As you can tell that they are very well-behaved children there. Just a little bit background for our international audience. For us to become an orthopedic surgeon, a person in the United States would have to go through 4 years of high school / secondary school. They would then add additional 4 years of college, and then we apply to medical school, and that's an additional 4 years. And residency is based on the specialty is anywhere from 3 to 7, but for orthopedic surgery specifically, it is 5 years for now. Most of us end up doing a fellowship to subspecialize. So I did my 1 year of subspecializing in pediatric orthopedics, and then we get to practice. The trend right now in the United States is for more of us to do more than 1 year of fellowship, but it's just a changing trend. And here's a map of the United States. And I started my practice in New York. And subsequently moved back home where the rest of my family is in Los Angeles. And those are the two most populated and well-known cities in the United States. Seem to have been stuck.
So I'll just unshare and you can share.
So I should stop share?
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. You can share again.
Let's try that. No.
Just tap on the slide with your mouse.
Oh, here we go. I work for a hospital system that has multiple hospitals in the United States. And lucky for me, it is a charitable organization where we treat all patients regardless of their ability to pay. So if you can pay, we will bill for your insurance. But if you can't, we'd be more than happy to provide all your care for free. And the culture inside the United States is a very multicultural nation. In fact, we are still a nation of immigrants. I personally am a first generation immigrant, and I will tell you, the opportunities in the United States are, I would say, second to none, just because I think I really benefited from being in the United States, and I truly believe that I will not be where I am if I wasn't here. So, you know, for the United States, we will no longer be a majority of white persons by the year 2025. 14% of the US population right now are foreign born, and immigrants and their US born children, so me and my children, will make up 26% of the population. And by 2065, 36% of the population. So we are continuing to be a nation of immigrants. Maybe not as bad as India, but we have a very low percentage of female orthopedic surgeons at 5.8%. Lucky for us, we are the lowest subspecialty in the United States. So we are working really hard to inspire more women into our field. And for minority orthopedic surgeons, it is also another very stark fact that we have to deal with, is that we only have 10.7% of orthopedic surgeons who are counted as minority, which is really low compared to our population. And just like women, women and minorities, our percentage continue to decrease as we progress along our careers. And so obviously I don't look like most of the orthopedic surgeons that I work with. These are some of my residents. They are getting taller and taller, or I'm getting shorter and shorter. But I also love working with our residents, because I agree, they keep us young. They keep us on our toes about the newest techniques and newer ways to teach them and have them learn. So talking about work-life balance, and I want to shift the thought process away from balance, because every time we talk about balance, is somebody trying to balance on some very unstable base, right? So we're always teetering between like work and life and trying to juggle the two. And I think it's important to think about it as an integration. We're all surgeons on this panel. We know sometimes our jobs bleed into our lives. Our patients sometimes have to come first. And so I think it's important for us to realize that being a surgeon is who we are, even though we have other interests and other things that are going on in our lives. So it should be an integration of work and life. And so my children knows this. I've been very lucky that ever since they were young, they grounded with me. They knew mommy had to go to work. They were exposed to the hospital, and I have a very supportive husband or partner who understands that I want to be with them as much as possible. So we would round together, and then we would go do our weekend activities. And then sometimes, you know, the kids are there eating their lunch and, you know, playing with their toys in my office while I'm doing some work. And my PAs are nice enough sometimes to like babysit my children as I'm seeing patients. So I think, you know, just like everybody said, teamwork is important, but it's also important for us to have very supportive partners who understand what we do, and help us take care of the children. And then I like to think that the fact that I'm raising feminists in my household, and that my children will grow up to see very strong women doing things that they love and helping people that needs help. So as you can see from this picture, this is actually very recent in one of our indications or pre and post-op conference. And I think this is very important for us to normalize having children, and kind of sometimes, you know, sometimes family issues come in. And so this is us having a pre and post-op conference. As you can tell, we are talking about surgery. But here's my younger partners having their babies in conference, and that's fine. The babies are very well behaved at that moment. And so we can talk about work and have our kids with us at the same time. Here are 3 orthopedic surgeons at various stages of their career, all pregnant in the operating room. So it's we normalize the fact that we can be pregnant and do surgery at the same time. And even in the United States, we have very amazing women who represent at the national society meetings and give presentations. And I think this is a new trend that we are starting, and we're trying to push that it's okay to bring your children to these things. It's okay to be both a mother and an orthopedic surgeon, and it's okay to be a leader in orthopedic surgery and have a baby. These are some of the initiatives that are grassroots things that I do, where I try to inspire other young people into orthopedic surgery. My kids are part of it, and so they know that these are important things that mommy does. And finally, I love this picture. This was in it was EPO, so it's not all Americans, but here's a bunch of women. So there's a lot of women available as mentors, as friends, as colleagues, who are in orthopedics, and my goal is to get more of them into orthopedics so we can grow this group. And always lift while I'm climbing for everybody involved. Thank you.